Hey guys, welcome back. Or welcome if it's your first time ever playing No Man's Sky. And guys, I gotta tell you, it's a lot of fun. This game totally rocks. Graphics are crisp, it's immersive. The exploration, it's next level. So we're gonna dive right in, and we're gonna start a brand new game here. And I'm calling this a quick start guide. Guys, this is not the only video. It's about a 12 video series. I will leave a link in the description below for the entire playlist. And I'm actually just remaking this first video here. I did it, some months ago, but I had a technical problem and the audio cut out about 40 or so minutes in. Not a great day. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start a brand new game here, and I'll show you the quick start to get off the rock and get yourself to the Anomaly. That's a big stepping stone to really open up the game. And guys, I'm going to show it all. I'm going to show how I do everything. I'm going to show how I build insane gold farms so you can have just more units than you'll ever need. I'm going to show you how to do the nanite farms so you'll have more nanites than you'll ever need. Guys, buying starships, freighters, upgrading things, buying modules, nothing will be in your way in this game. So folks, let's travel. Toodles! Alright guys, right off the bat, we have got ourselves an ominous load screen here. So whatever button that is for the system you're playing on. Now I'm playing on the Xbox, but this game is cross-platform. So, the only caveat to that is if you really want to enjoy the multiplayer feature of the game, the Switch does not currently have multiplayer capability. So if you're really wanting to get into some multiplayer action, you'll probably want to get this for PC or just one of the other consoles. So guys, the game is going to randomly put you on a planet. It's most likely going to be a hostile environment type planet. 9 times out of 10 when I start a new game, it's going to be an ice world. It's going to be cold, it's going to be freezing, you're going to be taking frost damage. I think this one's probably going to be a nuclear planet. Not really sure just yet. But see, that's kind of funny. It's showing 77.6 degrees. There is something wrong with this picture. Okay, they've been pushing a lot of big updates lately, so maybe... Okay, I'm on a toxic world. Okay, so yeah, they want you to be on some kind of a non-friendly planet. And this is just kind of the tutorial stage, guys. It's pretty much the tutorial stage until we get off this planet. So I'm going to be real... I'm gonna let the game be my guide here. And if you're new to the game, just one step at a time, guys. It's going to feel overwhelming. Just know that it's a very well-guided game. So like right here, it's telling you exactly what it wants you to do. Activate the scanner with your left joystick there by pressing that left joystick in. And it's showing you the scanner is damaged and we need 75 ferrite dust. So first thing we have to do, gather ferrite dust for repairs. So to do that, we take out our handy dandy mining tool here, and that's just the right trigger, and you just hold that down. And you see it's breaking stuff up here, rocks, plants, just anything and everything that you see here, with exception of the stuff that needs, upgraded equipment, which we don't quite have yet. Everything else will go ahead and break for you. Now, if you want to know exactly what you're mining, go ahead and hold down the left trigger. Oh wait, stand by. We are not quite there yet. I'm getting way ahead of myself. So for right now, I'm just going to kind of focus on the rocks for the ferrite dust. Oh, and by the way, the longer you hold this down and the more redlined your heat... Notice that bar moving up on the upper right of the screen there. Okay, I'll repair the damage scanner in just a second. But the longer you're cranking down on that, the more that bar is gonna heat up. That's basically like a heat sensor. And the closer you get to redline, the faster this cuts through stuff. So if you kind of want to, ride that line, you will be able to farm a lot faster. You can see I'm just kind of melting through stuff right now. The closer to redline you are, the better. And I'll show you what happens when you hit redline. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to wait out like a little bit of a cooldown clock there. It's not terrible, but it definitely, slows you down. Alright guys, so I've got the ferrite dust needed. I will go ahead and open my inventory. We do that with... I do that on my 3 lines button, but that's probably the start button on whatever system you're playing on. And this is just... Okay, this is not my inventory. This is... Again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Forget I even opened this menu. Go ahead and press your select button. So for the Xbox, that's the 2 screens button. And that's your inventory. Now this shows you inventory for your exosuit. That's what's on your person. The upper thing's technology. The lower part here is just, you know, random stuff you're going to collect and farm. For example, here's all the stuff I've been kind of breaking up so far. Starship, which I'm not close to, so we can't do anything with that. Not only that, our Starship is currently busted, and we're going to get to that here in a moment. And multi-tool. This is that thing that I'm using to shoot the mining beam from. So right now, the only thing I can do with this multi-tool is, in fact, the mining beam. Okay, so what I was just talking about a second ago, the scanner. So assuming you've got the mats, go ahead and depress A, and then you're just going to simply repair. I pressed A on that once more, and I am good to go. So scan to locate sodium. Here we go, guys. Okay, so this can do a couple of different things now. I'm going to press down on that left joystick one more time. And that's what happens. Now, every other video game on the planet, if you press the left joystick down, you sprint. Not No Man's Sky. That's the right joystick. So, yeah, I don't know. They wanted to be different. So anyway, it said to go ahead and press that left joystick down to locate sodium. Guys, you're going to need quite a bit. So, you know, assuming that little green bar on the bottom left of your screen isn't quite depleted yet, you might want to just take a second, run around and scoop some of these up. Oh, and by the way, I just took a little damage there. There are plants that want to kill you. So when I come across those, I usually kill them because they give you oxygen. So yeah, not only that, you know, they're dead, now they can't hurt you anymore. Okay, so it looks like that's it for like super nearby sodium. There's one more over there. Oh, and by the way, you're going to keep seeing me like kicking off my scanner. And that's the reason, guys, because every other video game that's sprint. So, you know, just muscle memory, I hit that to sprint. And then it's like, oh yeah, No Man's Sky. Wrong buttons. Okay, definitely take the time to get condensed carbon, folks. Absolutely take the time to get condensed carbon. For one, it farms fast. And for two, you get 2 for 1 just regular carbon. So it'll really cut down on your time having to go out and farm a bunch of carbon. Okay, so now how do we recharge our protection? You can do that 2 ways. You can open your menu, and you can just go straight up to it. You can press A on that. It'll give you options. You can throw some sodium in there, which that's really all we've got right now. Sodium nitrate, that's kind of like what I just broke, the red crystals, only they'll be yellow. And then we can make some ion batteries, actually easier than you might think. But for right now, again, since all we have is sodium, I'm just going to go ahead and dump that in there. And I am fully charged up on my hazard protection now. So guys, no matter what kind of world you're on, whether it be, you know, freezing, whether it be hot, whether it be radiated, whatever the case may be, it's all going to work the same. You got to get the sodium, and you've got to get that, I'm brain farting. That hazard protection recharge, whatever your particular hazard might be. Okay, now notice it says no analysis visor installed. That means I cannot scan anything yet, and that's what I was trying to do earlier. We're not quite there yet. Right now it says, notice my quest marker there, reach the marked signal. So guys, I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. I'm just going to go, see, I'm trying to sprint. I'm just going to go ahead and go straight there. Oh, and all the unique planets have different unique things, like fungal cluster. This is only available on toxic worlds. Now, I can't farm this right now because I don't have, you know, the upgrade. But we don't necessarily need it right now either. Just know that all the planets are going to have unique, some kind of a growth. Now, if you're on a frozen planet, that's probably going to be the frost wart or frost something. I can't even remember all of them right now. There's quite a variety, though. Oh, and it might not hurt to just hit your scanner arbitrarily just kind of take a quick look to see what's around. Whoopsie, there's another kill me plant. Where did it go? I know it's here somewhere. Waiting. Okay, and the reason I actually want to kill this plant is so I have a second to get some of these blue crystals. And guys, we're going to need these. So that's why I say whenever I'm going from point A to point B, I like to just tap the scanner, just kind of see what's on my way. And, you know, getting it on my way tends to save me a ton of time later on when you get to a point and they're like, oh, you need 10,000 of this. I mean, the number is never that high, but it'll just really help you out. In other words, you'll be ahead of the game. Okay, now guys, my mining beam is low. A couple of different ways to recharge it. Once again, you can go right into your inventory, go to multi-tool, and you can hit mining beam, and once again, it'll give you options, and it's better bang for the buck to use the condensed carbon. Because remember, you get 2 for 1, so this is really like 40 condensed carbon. So, you know, 24 is much lower than 40. So I just go ahead and tend to stick to the condensed carbon for my mining tool. But yeah, guys, those blue crystals I just farmed, you're definitely going to be needing some of those. So just whatever you can scoop up on the way here. More sodium would be ideal. Matter of fact, I think I see some. I kind of want to go for that sodium just real quick, because again, I know we're going to need it, guys. Oh, and by the way, this game is absolutely stacked with just random loot. I mean, your inventory is going to fill up so fast, your head is going to spin. That's one thing I really liked about this game. If I don't have a lot of looting and a lot of farming to do, I tend to lose interest. And this game definitely satisfied both of those requirements for me. So yeah, a couple more sodium flowers there. I think for right now... yeah, I'll just go ahead and get a couple of quick things here again, because I know we're going to need it. So this will just save us a little bit of time moving forward here. And there is a quicker way to get some of these things than running around shooting crystals like I'm doing. And of course, part of my series is going to show you all that. Lots of little tricks here. It'll just save you a ton of time. Now I can't kill that... oh, I can kill the big one. Okay, disregard. I thought I needed the upgrade for that one. Apparently not. Okay, and I got some more blue crystals there. Hey, that's a tough rock to cut through. Oh. Okay, let's go ahead and get to our busted Starship. See, I keep trying to sprint with the wrong joystick. Ugh. Oh, the little red plants. O2. So always take a moment and scoop up your O2. You're going to be going through that like it's water. Okay, guys, you notice a whole bunch of fun stuff here. Go ahead and hit up this damaged machinery. And anytime you come across this, especially early game, I would recommend saving this stuff. For one, you can sell it just outright. But for two, you could also craft that into nanites. And there's a process to that. It doesn't always craft from the same material. There's like 4 materials that craft down into one another. And then the last step is you get nanites. And I'm not sure where that falls in the in the lineup there, but I'll show you guys that here as we go forward, because we're definitely going to want some nanites here early game. Okay, now these long tubes, notice it says in red writing there, 1X Alta-Pass, Multi-Pass. That's where we're going to need our Multi-Pass, and we don't have that yet. That'll come here in a bit. We have to unlock the crafting spec for that. Okay, so that's pretty much all the looting I see here in the immediate area. Notice this little icon down here, and guys, these are super important too. I don't think I have a mining tool, which is super unfortunate, but sometimes you can just stand above those, and it'll let you activate it through the ground, but unfortunately it's just slightly too deep. I'm not quite able to get a sweet spot on that. So, yeah, shame. Shame I can't get a gimme there. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and follow our quest marker. Go ahead and activate whatever this thing is, a busted ball, a busted metal orb. Go ahead and just broadcast, get through the storyline. I'm not so sure there's a way I can skip all this. Okay, now investigate the crash ship. We're going to do just that. And I'm inside now. More storyline to come. Basically, all those words just basically said it's really broken. And I'm just going to go ahead and spam through the deal there. Now it's kind of weird. That said there was an incoming message, and then it went away. But let's just go ahead and exit our starship as per the quest, and we will... Oh, anytime you get out of your ship, you get a save point. So I always recommend keeping the ship nearby anyway. If nothing else, you can get a good hard save down. Jump in, jump out, game is saved. Okay guys, repair pulse engine, metal plating. Guys, metal plating is not going anywhere anytime soon. Get used to it. Make friends with it because it is never going to leave. Metal plating will be the bane of your existence. Okay, I finally remembered to press the right joystick this time, so I am properly sprinting. Go me. I thought maybe I'd better scoop up that sodium. Okay, ferrite dust is what's needed to make metal plating, so I'm just going to go ahead and break a few rocks here. And pretty much anything that you see on the surface should be breakable. If it's not, it just won't say anything. Some of the stuff's going to be here just for decoration. But most of what you see is going to be breakable. Okay, honestly, that should do it. So it says craft metal plating to repair pulse engine. So guys, what we have to do to craft, just go ahead and open your inventory. And it doesn't really matter which one you're pushing. Right now we're in, tutorial mode here with the game, so it's going to be very guided. So just go ahead and, push on the one that they're prompting you to, and that's with the A button. And then, yeah, you just go ahead and craft metal plating. Pow. You push the button once, you only get one. If you want to craft several, you can bumper. So I'm hitting the right bumper right now, and of course I don't have a ton of ferrite dust, so I can't keep bumpering, but that would make me two. Alright, so I have the one metal plating built. It says repair the pulse engine. And now you don't actually have to board the starship, but because we're in a hostile world, I am. Reason being is that recharges your hazard protection. That saves you a ton of sodium. So absolutely take advantage of that. Little fringe benefit to the starship. Alright guys, once again, go ahead and open inventory. Now since we're in the starship inventory will be the default, but you can still bumper over and get to your other inventories. So it wants me to repair. See, there's two things busted here, but right now it's saying the pulse engine. So we're going to go ahead and hit that. And we're going to drop that metal plating on there just like it asks. And that should kick off the next part of our quest here. Okay, Hermetic Seal. I think that takes condensed carbon, so I might already have enough to craft that. And by the way, you can craft from any inventory. It doesn't have to be, so like I'm sitting in my starship, but I can craft from here if I want. Actually, I don't think I can craft Hermetic Seals yet. I think we have to go get that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just follow the quest marker for now. Okay, this is going to take us to a facility we can get our Hermetic Seal from. Now, I recommend doing this from inside the starship, because if you're standing on your own 2 feet, there's like a long, drawn-out view thing that you can't skip. If you're in your starship, it just goes a lot quicker. So from here, that chart we just scooped up, that should be in your exosuit. Go ahead and do whatever button where it says plot route. For me, that's my X button. hold that sucker down for a hot second. This will happen. Okay, and I'm going to jump out now. And it is that way. I have 800 meters to run, and guys, that's pretty typical. Normally when I'm, you know, getting a new game file going, it always seems like I have to really hoof it to get to that, you know, this point in my quest. I don't know, you know, if that's intentional, if they just wanted you to, you know, get used to the game, get used to running around on your, you know, on your planet surface or whatever, surviving, you know, oxygen, whatever hazard protection you need, sodium. So again, we're still in the tutorial part of things right now. And just, again, I know we're going to need this stuff, guys, so trying to save as much time as possible and just get this stuff on the way so that I'm ahead of the game when we get to these points. I won't have to go out and do the farming. Okay, now these blue flowers, you can go ahead and eat that too, and it really bumps the jetpack. Notice the stamina bar is gone from the bottom right of the screen there. So we're basically on free stam right now for the jetpack. Not a bad deal. Oh wow, that's getting real hot real fast. Normally I wait for that warning bar to pop up. Oh, we're in a storm, so... Okay, some planets are worse than others. This isn't a real extreme planet, but notice my hazard protection is still falling quite a bit quicker right now. So yeah, it's just storms, guys. You can either, you know, hang out in your Starship until it passes, or you can just be aware you're going to be going through a little bit of extra sodium while this storm is going on. So one other good thing about No Man's Sky is a lot of the materials are backwards craftable. So just because you craft a material into a higher grade material doesn't necessarily mean now you're completely out of, you know, whatever it was used to craft. Not always. I mean, there's plenty that don't, but quite a lot also does. So for example, if I really needed condensed carbon, I could craft that down into regular carbon. But if I needed the condensed carbon back, I could craft the regular carbon back into condensed carbon and vice versa. Okay, and I better recharge my thing. Now another way to do that is hit the down arrow, and you'll have a menu here. This is your recharge menu. Oops. This battery is your recharge menu. Hazard protection, it's right there. You get the same options. I'm just going to go ahead and use the sodium nitrate because that is better bang for your buck on the hazard protection. Oh, another way you can escape the elements, guys? Caves. So I just happened to come across a cave. And since we're in a cave, another way you can get sodium, and thank you once again, Sunny Family, for giving me this information. You can go ahead and shoot these marrow bulbs with your gun here. And notice I'm getting marrow bulbs in my inventory there. So now when I get to the point where I can put down a grinding machine, or a refiner I think the game calls them, I'll be able to actually craft those right into sodium. So yeah, I would have a few marrow bulbs on me, especially if you come across a cave. You know, just go ahead and farm a few. It only takes up one inventory spot. And then you'll really be good on sodium for a good little while here. Okay, so I'm not too worried about the weather anymore. It looks like it cleared. Okay, that's just an aesthetic. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get back on track for my quest marker here. We got quite a ways to go. Now, I still don't have the terrain manipulator. That's going to be here in a little bit. But we would be able to actually burrow down and make our own little cave, so to speak. And we could also escape the elements that way. Now, you normally only ever have to resort to that if I'm all out of batteries and I'm all out of sodium. For whatever the reason, it only has ever really happened a couple times. But, It's just always a good go-to for a quick way to escape whatever storm damage is occurring. Because, guys, some of these storms, I'm telling you, it really knocks it out of you. Like, ouch. You'll just watch that life force drain, and drain fast. Aldo the Apache, hey, welcome! Thanks for joining the stream. Oh, so awesome to hear. Thank you so much for watching the Skyrim videos. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it helped you out. I'm not sure which one exactly you're referring to, but the one that seems to be, I guess, more popular with, you know, folks having issues with the game is that anniversary content deal. So if that's the one you're referring to, yeah, that definitely had me stuck for a few days, so I feel your pain. But again, definitely glad to hear it helped you out. Alright, so I'm definitely going to scoop up the viscous fluids. Viscous. And every one of these sites that has these two bungalow-looking things, they're usually going to have one of those that I just pulled that out of, and then they're usually going to have something underground here. Now, it's not popping up. Oh, there it is. But again, if it's too deep, I won't be able to get my hands on it. Not too deep. Ah, it's 2 in a row. Oh, and these bungalows usually have loot. Nanites. Sometimes you can learn a word in here for the vocabulary. You just never know. Sometimes there's just free carbon sitting in there. Sometimes there's free units sitting in there. Sometimes there's like navigation data. Yeah. Always check the bungalows. Speaking of the devils. Encrypted nav data. Okay, let's go check the other one. See if there's any goodies. Oh, and go ahead and always use these first aid stations. That's, I think, going to be some units. Sweet freaking deal. Alright guys, Starship repair. Now it wants us to use the analysis visor to locate the Starship. So I guess now we can hold that left trigger down finally. Okay, we need carbon nanotubes. The good news is these are super easy to craft. And if you're taking storm damage, just go ahead and do this in the bungalow. You will be storm protected in these enclosures. So once again, just go ahead and open inventory, hit A. Analysis visor. Now I don't actually have the carbon nanotubes, and you cannot craft from the exosuit. Or, excuse me, you cannot craft from the multi-tool inventory. You can only do that from Starship or exosuit. The Starship is too far away, so I have to do this in my exosuit right now. And now I can't remember how many it wanted. Oh, just one. Okay, that's easy peasy. So same type of deal, guys. Just go ahead and press A on a empty spot there. Carbon nanotube, pow. Pop on over to multi-tool. Multi-tool. Go ahead and pop that sucker on in as per the quest. And guys, we are scooting right along. Okay, now this is a big upgrade. So now when it says analyze objects for rewards, guys, you can scan everything. So now I'm going to hold the left trigger down, the scanner's going. Notice that little red dot, that's going to be animal. So go ahead and scan the wildlife. And if you can scan all the wildlife on one planet, you get a big nanite bonus. Now the nanite bonus is bigger depending on how many animals are on that planet. So if it's a planet with only like 1 or 2 animals, it's probably not going to be a ton of nanites. But if you're on a planet with like 10 or more, you are going to get a huge nanite bonus. It's in the thousands. So I highly recommend just taking some time to just scan any and all animals you come across. Some of them are tough. You know, I'm not going to lie. Some of them are, you know, what they call rare. They're going to be in caves. They're only going to be on the northern hemisphere of the planet, only on the southern hemisphere on the planet. Sometimes they're only going to be underwater. And I'm going to show you guys how to know what you're looking for right now since we're on the subject. And the way I scan, guys, by the way, you're holding the left trigger to open the scanner. But when you, like, crosshair an object, then you have to hold the right trigger down in tandem with that until it scans. Then you can let go of the right trigger, look around, you know, get your crosshairs on another object. Then you can hold that right trigger down once again. And the whole time I'm holding down my left trigger, by the way. Oh, and you can scan these too. So every planet... Oh, they're not doing that anymore. Okay. That must have been an update. Alright guys, from here I'm just going to go ahead and get back to my Starship, and I think the game is prompting us to do this with the analysis visor, and that's cool. But notice the icon over there. So normally you're going to see that anyway, but the game's trying to teach us to use the visor here, so just go ahead and do that. Okay, so there it is. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the Starship, I guess. There is a feature where you can recall the Starship to your current location, but we don't quite have that yet. Now that's part of the Starship repairs. We're about to take care of the launch thrusters. But the thing has got to have fuel in it, or the ship won't take off and come to you. So then you have to walk all the way back to it anyway. Oh, and some of the animals in this game are very weird and exotic. So speaking of the animals, guys, go ahead and hit the start button, or for me that's the 3 lines button, and that'll open your discoveries tab. And notice down here it says like flora, fauna, minerals. So this is everything I've scanned so far. I've gotten 3 of the 7 animals that are on this planet. And these ones with question marks are the ones I do not have yet. And notice it says uncommon underground. That means it's in a cave or near a cave entrance. Sometimes they can be outside of the cave, but like right there where the ground is still darker, outside of the cave. Rare underground, always active. Those are going to be tough, guys. The ones that say underground are very labor intensive sometimes. They take forever to spawn in. Rare ground, always active. That'll probably take some time to find too. Uncommon ground, always active. Okay. So the good news is always active means anytime day or night. And that's awesome. Delineal. Delineal means daytime only. Nocturnal is nighttime only. Diurnal. Whatever that word is. So yeah, it would also say nocturnal if it was nighttime only. And the good thing is it tells you flying or whatever, so yeah. Alright, so back to the hotel, back to the Starship. And I'll just pop that scanner out from time to time to see if any red dots start flashing, because that tells me it's an unscanned animal. Now, of course, you can scan everything. And guys, you get units every single time you scan anything. So if it's a new scan, units. New scan, units. Now guys, it's not a ton of units. The way our scanner is wired right now, it's not going to give you a lot. But hey, it's early game. It's free units. I still recommend, you know, just taking a moment, do your scanning. Oh, look at that. I just got lucky with a rare. Awesome. So again, getting back to, you know, keeping that scanner going, guys. Like, if I can get my nanite bonus, that'll be huge early game. I mean huge. That'll be a massive head start. Okay, but again, I'm just scanning everything right now to get whatever units I can, and just to show you where the units are. It's in your inventory. Upper left part of the screen under your name, it says units, nanites, quicksilver. So yeah, I got 10,000, which is not bad. I mean, it's not going to buy a lot in this game. 10,000 might sound like a lot, but that won't go very far. But again, early game, anything you can get your hands on at this point is going to be helpful. And by the way, after you scan it, now you can just kind of cursor it and it tells you what it is. So if you look at something and it's just got a bunch of question marks, that means you need to scan it. Okay, now I'm inside a cave here. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick scan of the area, see if I happen to find any rare spawn-ins. Doesn't look... Up. Sweet deal! I just did that on a whim. Oh yeah, these things are gonna hurt, so be aware of that. Ouch. Ouch. Trying to get away from the dangerous plants here. Did I get him? I got him. Alright. Yeah, in case you were wondering what was chewing me up there, these little hazardous flora. Ouch! But the good thing is, if you take the time to kill him, you get some sodium out of the deal. Sadly, they don't die super quick. Come on, baby. Give me my sodium. I really don't care as much about the sodium as I do getting out unscathed. Okay, and notice my life support's getting a little low there, so once again you can just kind of recharge that with your oxygen. And for now, I think I'm just going to get back on track, heading toward our Starship. I've got 2 more animal scans. Oh, wow, I got super lucky once again. I've never gotten the rare stuff this quick. Like, this is a nice treat. Actually, this might be update related. Because, guys, I know I've spent, no exaggeration, hours. Yes, hours of my life just camping caves, waiting for that freaking rare to spawn in. It was... it's not fun anymore. So, you know, this might be update related, and they might have, you know, helped us out a little bit on how laborious some of these rares were to, you know, get to spawn in. Okay, now you're going to be tempted to just get your hands on every little thing you come across. Guys, stuff like this, you don't need it right now. So yeah, we can, you know, start farming this stuff, but don't, because again, your inventory, it's going to get super cluttered super quick. And at this point in the game, we're just really going to need to prioritize the inventory we do have for the stuff that's more, you know, early game necessary. Not only that, we want to hold on to stuff that holds value also. You know, the more selling power we can get, the better. Okay, I don't see any little red dots popping up, so... it was a good try. Continuing on. But wow, if I can get... oops, wrong buttons. What is that, an underground? Yeah, rare underground. Okay, that's gonna suck. It would be cool on the starter planet if nothing was rare. Like, if they didn't fix that via update, like, I think maybe they did, maybe they didn't, I don't know. Okay, I thought I already looted this, but it's telling me... oh, that's right, we can't open that. Alright guys, back to our Starship. So now that we're next to it, you can just simply open your inventory. And I'm not sure what this wants. It wants metal plating and Hermetic Seal, which we now have. Perfect. Go ahead and drop that sucker in. Booyah. There it is, guys. Next stage of the tutorial complete. Repair launch thrusters. Dihydrogen jelly. Okay, guys. Now, those blue crystals I told you I was farming because we needed it. Now, this is what we need it for. So now we need to craft dihydrogen jelly. Or maybe we don't have to craft it. Maybe they gave it to us. Okay, they gave it to us. Sweet deal. Which I don't think we can craft that yet anyway, because we don't have the spec for the... construct a portable refiner. That's what I was just thinking about. Okay. So what we have to do for the portable refiner... first we have to craft metal plating as the quest demands. And then... once you have that metal plating in your inventory, then you can hold that up, or just press the up arrow, excuse me. I'm hiccuping while I'm trying to talk here. And this is literally our only crafting spec right now. So you really can't go wrong. So assuming you've got the oxygen and the metal plating, just go ahead and pop one down via right trigger. And you have to fuel it. So, you know, you're going to chew through even more carbon right now. So go ahead and press on that, and again, we have options. And guys, again, 27 is less than 40, so the better bang for the buck is to use the condensed. Now, the good thing is, if you don't use all the fuel, you get that back when you pick the machine back up and put it in your inventory. Whatever's in these 3 slots will also go back into your inventory. So you don't necessarily have to clear the machine, all you really have to do is pick it up. Okay, now we need to make pure ferrite, so in order to do that, we need to open this box here that's flashing, and then we can go arrow down until we find ferrite dust. Go ahead and pop that in there, and it tells you right here what that's going to spit out. And this tells you here it's 1 for 1, so if I cooked all of this, I would get 154 pure ferrite. Now, I don't believe this is backwards craftable, because if you craft pure ferrite, say you were to put that over here, then this would turn into magnetized ferrite. So magnetized ferrite and pure ferrite do craft back and forth, but once you craft ferrite dust into pure ferrite, it's pure ferrite forever. Or magnetized ferrite. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get that cooking. Now, I don't remember how much it wanted. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop that right now at 75. I have no idea. $50, so I'm already there. Okay, now just to show you what happens here when I pick this up. Notice I got the carbon, I got the pure ferrite, and the ferrite dust. Booyah. And of course the portable refiner. Alright, so inventory, Starship, bada bing. Bada bang. Rock and roll. Alright guys, I'm actually getting a funny light on my software right now. I need to break away from the video for about 10 seconds here and make sure I'm actually still streaming and talking and otherwise working. Testing, testing. Okay, yeah, there it is. Sweet deal. Alright. I will ignore the funny lights for now. So, I would highly recommend getting in your ship, getting out of the ship, get that hard save, guys. Dropping those saves is freaking valuable. Because sometimes there can be a good stretch of time and a lot you got done. Yeah, so yeah, just save, save, save. Any chance you get. Alright guys, Awakenings. All systems functional, return to your ship. So once in the ship, use RT to take off. And again, this is going to consume fuel. So how do you look for your fuel? Go ahead and open your inventory. Go to launch thrusters. Whoops. And they're only 50% fuel right now. I think it takes like 25% every time you take off. Let's actually test that theory. Let's go ahead and take off. And you have to squeeze the right trigger in order to do that. Just hold it until it lifts. See, it launch thrusters down to 25%. So yeah. That can only take off one more time. So that's important to keep in mind. Because again, if you travel like 10,000 meters away from your Starship on foot, it's going to be a rude awakening when you go to try to summon your Starship and you get that warning message, sorry, no launch thruster fuel. Then you have to march your happy butt all the way back there. It's a party. Alright guys, so all systems functional, seek answers among the stars. So what we're going to do is now go into space, and you can accelerate by holding down the right trigger, you decelerate by holding down the left trigger, and if you just really want to get a good speed boost, you hold down B. Just hold that down, that's like the super speed thruster in Super Mario Bros. Okay, I'm going to skip that. Okay, so now once we're in space, it says test Starship systems. So go ahead and hit that right trigger. That's forward thrust. Okay, good to go. Test Starship systems, test boost with B. There's that boost I was just telling you about, super speed. I can almost hear the music in my head from Super Mario Bros. Right now when he's super speeding. Okay, after we hold that for a bit, it should clear. Okay, it did. And then, let's see, hold left and right bumpers together. That's the pulse engine. So just hold those down until it takes off there. Okay, we're all done. So go ahead and exit pulse. All you gotta do is tap the two bumpers and that should exit pulse. Answer the communicator by pressing down. Incoming message select. Wait, why did it not select? There we go. Okay, this is just going to be erroneous, but it's part of the game, so just go ahead and cut through the dialogue stuff here. Okay, and once again, we're going to have a quest marker. I love this game for their quest markers, most of the time. Sometimes they just don't give you one, and you need one. Okay, now I can't tell if that's around the planet or not, but what we can do here is we can just kind of aim right at the quest markers and use your pulse engines, and it'll more or less just fly you there. And normally when there's a planet in the way, if it's close enough to like the edge of the planet, it'll just fly around the planet. But I was facing into the planet there because I think that's where our quest marker is taking us. So now we are in the atmosphere. And I just usually like to crank down on B, kind of, you know, thrust her through this as quickly as humanly possible. Okay, now, the quest marker is going to make us hoof it a little bit, but that's okay. It's part of the tutorial stage, so we need to learn this. So I'm going to go ahead and do it by the numbers. But normally if you see some kind of a structure nearby, there's a pretty good bet that's where it's taking you. So, you know, it can just save yourself a little bit of time. I could have parked at that building back there. And now to land, I'm pushing X. And sometimes you have to spam X, guys, or whatever button that is for your system. Because it just doesn't pick up on a landing spot right away, and you can really overshoot where you want it to land. See, I just kind of, you know, spam that button until something clicks. Okay, now see, notice this is activate a sweep target. So, left trigger. Now you've got two different modes on the scanner right now. If you just want to scan objects, that's this one. But if you hit left or right arrow, it'll give you the other option there. So right now we're doing the sweep. Now notice all four of my lights are blinking there. So, you know, just kind of follow this around until you get to this point. And what I like to do is kind of keep going and see where that ends. And I try to pick about center mass of all that. And that gives you a better trajectory. And I like to whip that out from time to time. You know, I'm 173, I'm still on course. Because believe it or not, it'll have you bouncing all over the place. Left, right. So yeah. Okay, so now see, it's telling me to turn right, and again, there's a structure down there, so that's the one it's actually taking me to. Dollars to Donuts is one of those two. Okay, so just go ahead and hang out, let it do its job. Once you get close enough, this will happen, and there's our quest marker, folks. And that's how those work. Now, before I go to the quest marker, I want my goodies. And once again, we can't get the stuff in the barrel because we need our multi-pass, which we do not have just yet. Go ahead and hold on to the rusted metal. Oh, rusted metal, by the way, you can craft that into ferrite dust. So if you just hate going around breaking rocks all day, that's a way to craft ferrite dust. Alright guys, always activate these navigation posts here. You get free navigation data when you do that. You get some nanites out of the deal. Just a good all-in-all general practice. And here we go with our quest marker. I still don't think I can do my terrain. No, I cannot. But maybe this one's more shallow and I can get it. Golly. No joy. Okay, go ahead and cut through the dialogue stuff. Come on, guys. Okay, so I'm getting some free plans. Base computer. Alright, guys. We're still not quite ready to get to the anomaly just yet, so I'm going to continue on with stream. And hopefully we can get ourselves to the anomaly pretty quickly. Now it's wanting me to show you the terrain manipulator. Awesome. Okay, where's that freaking thing at? I think it was over here somewhere. Okay, so it wants me to push my 3 lines button. I don't know why. Oh, okay. It wants me to change quests. Got it. Okay, so we need the jelly and we need the carbon nanotubes. I'm not sure how much of each. I'm about to go into the inventory and find this out. Whoops, wrong buttons. Okay, so this is what we're installing right freaking here. Terrain manipulator. We need 2 carbon nanotubes. That's easy peasy. I already showed you those. We need 1 dihydrogen jelly. So I'll show you how to craft that. Okay, so first things first. I want to go ahead and get my nanotubes crafted so I don't forget. We need 2 of those. Pow. And then there's the jelly, guys. And it takes 40. And those blue crystals I was breaking. So when I said we would need those, I was not lying. Not only that, you also need this stuff to make the launch thruster fuel. So you're going to be going through some dihydrogen. And you're going to be going through a ton of that stuff. So preemptively, I'm just going to go ahead and do the fuel right now. I've got the dihydrogen. And I need 1 metal plating, so I'll just go ahead and craft that. And then I'll just go ahead and make my launch fuel. And now I can bump her over to Starship. Now I think that puts 100% in there, so I don't want to waste it. I'm just going to wait until it zeroes out, then I'll go ahead and put that Starship fuel in. Okay guys, now terrain manipulator. Same thing when we were doing our mining here. But now we can push on my Xbox, that's going to be the Y button. Wait a minute. Oh, I need to install it. Tee-hee-hee. I am forgetting steps. Alright, now, okay, it automatically opened our terrain manipulator. So now notice how the circle's nice and big now. Big a circle. So if I hit my Y button on the Xbox now, that'll cycle through all the stuff that I have installed on my multi-tool. So right now I've only got 2, so basically pressing the Y button just goes back and forth. Okay, so here's our terrain manipulator, guys. This is where it's all at. We're going to go ahead and dig down here, and I'm finally going to get my buried technology. And guys, this is a currency. Now, you might be tempted to sell this for units. I would not recommend doing that, especially early game, guys. You're going to need a bunch of crafting specs, and that is the currency to unlock a lot of those crafting specs. You're going to need nanites, and you're going to need that salvaged data. So yeah, make sure, as tempting as it may be, again, highly foot stomp, knock on wood, all that fun stuff. Do not sell those for units just yet. Alright guys, I'm just kind of running around in circles right now for no apparent reason. Gather copper. Okay. We need to gather copper. So, these nodes. That one's only 257 away, that's not bad. And you can just kind of look around here, see what's close, see what isn't. 400. This ain't no Iron Man. 1,000! What, are they trying to kill us? Yeah, looks like that 200 is going to be my best bet, like hot dog. That one's a little closer, but it's uphill. Yeah, out of the way. Okay, so now when you're doing stuff with the visor, I held my X button down to pin that. Very handy feature, so whatever button that is for your system. On the Xbox, that's the X button, so hold that down. And now that will always be lit, so I don't have to guess on which way to go. Very nice feature. I use the heck out of that. You'll be watching me pin stuff left and right moving forward here. And I'm aware my hazard protection is getting low. I wanted to show you that trick now that we have the terrain manipulator. So what you can do... Wait a minute. Okay, I already have him. Burrow straight down, guys. Well, maybe slightly at an angle so you know you're not glitching out there. But as deep as you can go. And then just go ahead and go spelunking here. And at some point, you'll hear that little sound effect. Okay, I guess I'm still not deep enough in. Because my thing should be replenishing itself. Wow. I'm still not deep enough? Oh, this is what I call hard top, by the way. So there's a point, you can only dig down so deep. So right now, I'm just done. It's not a forever, it's not like you can dig all the way down to China, in other words. Well, depending on what part of the planet you live on, that made no sense. When I was growing up, we used to call that digging down to China. But yeah, you cannot dig all the way through the planet, in other words. Now, I don't know why I didn't get clear of the hazard. That's really kind of confusing me. Okay, there. Temperature level stabilizing. So we are out of the storm right now. And I'm actually in a legit cave, so I'm going to look around and see if there's any animals to scan. I only need one more, guys. That one pesky rare. And I am home freaking free on my nanite bonus. Okay, but no such luck today, so I'm going to get out of this hole. It's actually a decent-sized cave. Kind of surprised I'm not seeing a spawn in. Well, then again, it is a rare. Oh, nuts. Alright, what am I doing? I am mining that. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to be in the cave to whip out your scanner and see if something is spawning inside a cave. It'll show you things underground. So that's another reason I say just kind of whip this thing out randomly, periodically, because you might be walking right over a cave you didn't even know was down there, and that might be where your spawn-in is. So definitely be aware of that. Okay, guys, now thanks, special thanks to Mike B for tipping his hat to this tip here. I said that all wrong, but thank you, Mike B, for sharing this with us all. If you're using your terrain manipulator, you can bumper. If you bumper to the right, this red circle gets bigger. If you bumper to the left, it gets smaller. There's 3 sizes. You got large, medium, and small. If you go large, it's going to make a big hole. Big hole. If you, bumper down to the little, it's going to make a little hole. And what Mike B taught me is if you use the little hole and you do your farming that way, you get more out of the node. So it takes longer to farm, but at the end of the day, you get more copper. So once again, Mike B, definitely appreciate you sharing that with me and thus the rest of our viewers here. And I did not know that, by the way, when I made my first intro video. So it's kind of a good thing that, that blundered, because I can now share these tips with you new folks much, much earlier on in your own playthrough. So much to this game, like I'm trying to think of everything to talk about right now, but guys, there's so much to it, like it's hard to just sit here and pull it off the top of your head. Just as I go here, as things come up, I'll try to throw these tips and stuff out. To save you time, to save you aggravation. But yeah, again, this is actually less time, because if I used the big thing and got rid of this node fast, I'd have like half the freaking copper, then I'd have to spend time running to another site. And as you saw in my scanner earlier, they're not close. Somewhere like 1,000 meters away. So yeah. This is definitely a time saver right here, doing it the little way. Or we'll call this doing it the right way. Oh, and by the way, if you want to know, because like sometimes, especially if you're colorblind like me, and you want to make sure you're actually scooping all the copper out, and you want to know where the game is considering the resource to be, just go ahead and pop a quick scan down with that left joystick, pushing that left joystick in. And these little squares that are everywhere are now lighting up. This is just showing you where the game is considering the resource to be. So, I don't normally use this until I think I've got it all. And then I'll go ahead and drop that scan, and then I'll see what I missed. And then I'll just kind of hit it again with my tool. and get what little bit that that is still sitting there. Okay, I'm out of juice. Oh, and use silicate powder, guys. I'm also getting silicate powder when I dig into the dirt. It's basically dirt. So yeah, always use the silicate powder to refuel this sucker. That'll save you on the ferrite dust and the other, you know, more valuable resources. And I had to arrow over to that, by the way. It doesn't come up right away when you go into it, because it only shows you these 3 at first glance, but if you right arrow over, that's when the other one comes into view. So it's kind of a hidden thing, especially if you're new to the game and you have no idea it's even over there. Silicate powder can also be crafted into glass. Glass builds are a lot of fun in this game. Now, I normally don't like, you know, chopping dirt. It's like one of my pet peeves in video games, and it's like every survival game makes you do it. So yeah, I'd much prefer to make glass via growing my own plants that also make glass. And I'll show you that in time. Okay, now again, if I want to see how good I did on the node here, I don't know why that's like floating. It must be latched onto something else over here that I haven't broken or cut through yet. I'm not really sure what it's trying to get me to break right now to clear that. Okay, maybe it's just kind of glitching out right now. I'm not really sure, but I feel pretty confident I actually got the resource. So, I'm not quite sure how much copper they wanted. Oh, I got quite a bit from that node. Yeah, guys, it's about double if you do it with the little blaster versus using the big blaster. So yeah, we got plenty of copper right now. Now, you're going to be going through some chromatic metal. It's in like a lot of the tech. So, you know, if you're on a copper planet, you might just want to take a few extra minutes here, you know, go around, try to get those last couple of animal scans, whatever you need, and just go and get yourself some copper. You know, when I'm playing for myself and I'm not wasting your all's time on a stream, I usually, you know, spend a good hour just getting copper. Because again, that's chromatic metal that just really opens up my building capabilities, technologies, etc. I don't think I've actually farmed this little spot. I'm gonna go ahead and get my goodies here. Okay, that dagger, at this point in the game, we can probably sell that. That'll fetch a few nanites. Alright guys, now I only had 25% left in my launch thruster, so if I want my Starship back right now, I'll show you how to summon that. Go ahead and press that down arrow. And once you hit that down arrow, go left into this little like summoning looking thing. Then up arrow from there. And you've got options here, you know, when the time comes we'll be summoning different stuff. But right now I'm just more interested in getting the Starship over here. And now the launch thrusters should be down to completely 0, just making sure I'm not getting that rare animal here while I'm at it. Okay, get myself out of the elements. Now chromatic metal, I'm going to have to put that, that refining machine back down. So as soon as I get my health back under control, I'll jump back out and finish that little party. That's close enough. And while it's crafting, I can sit in the Starship. Okay, so up arrow is your building menu. So now since I already have that pre-crafted in my inventory, I don't need anything. I don't need metal plating again. I can just simply drop that. And you'll have to refuel it. Every time you re-drop it, you'll have to refuel it. And I totally forgot what I had to craft. Oh, chromatic metal. So we need 30 chromatic metal. So yeah, that's what we need the copper for. And look, it's 2 to 1. So it's going to take 60 copper to make 30 chromatic metal. So for right now, I'm just going to craft what they're asking for. Stop this at 10, or excuse me, 30. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and back out, and the quickest way to collect your stuff is honestly just to go ahead and pick this thing up. So now that I've got the chromatic metal in my inventory, I can put a base computer down. Now guys, this is just going to be the starting, you know, I'm just trying to get through this as quickly as possible. So I'm not going to scan around. Actually, I can't really scan for hotspots right now anyway. But normally I would try to pick something, you know, that made sense for a base. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! I cannot believe I was able to do this on a stream tonight. I honestly never expected that to happen. So remember when I said sometimes they can be outside the cave? So there must be a cave entrance there nearby. And it just kind of spawned in right here. So awesome. I will take it. So now guys, once you have all the animals scanned, go ahead and open... Whoops, wrong buttons. Open that Discoveries tab back up. Go to Discoveries. Go to Fauna, where it says 7 of 7 to confirm you've got all of them. Go ahead and open the Fauna. And from this menu right here, notice up here it says hold to register completion. 1,700, 500 nanite bonus, guys. That is not a bad deal for just scanning stuff. That is absolutely huge. That is a huge start to an early game, guys. I'm telling you, you are going to need some nanites. So if you can get your hands on these, more power to you. I cannot emphasize that enough. Alright, so yeah, good day. So yeah, base computer, again, I'm just going to get it done for the... Oh, and by the way, all these milestones, you can turn those in for nanites too once we get to the anomaly. So anyway, just to satisfy the quest and keep the stream moving here, I'm going to go ahead and open the crafting menu once again with my up arrow. Base computer, I'm just going to drop that in the old ware here. Oh, and the terrain manipulator, by the way, if you hit B, it cycles through different options of things you can do. Like this is changing terrain. This is making everything flat. It's like a flattener. This one here puts things back the way they were before you started messing around. So, you know, just play with these, familiarize yourself with them. Definitely a lot of options there for that terrain manipulator. Alright guys, so for the base, go ahead and talk to the machine here. Go ahead and claim base. Alright, and this is part of the quest line, so I'm just going to kind of keep things going. Base computer, online search base, computer archive. Okay, so we're going to do exactly what they're asking us to do right now, guys. Just follow the guide. Oh, and by the way, I always call my character Captain Tightpants. And we just got a close-up, zoomed-in view of why. So anyway, if you were paying attention to the game and not Captain Tightpants' butt there, you just saw we got a whole bunch of crafting specs, guys. So once again, open up the crafting menu via upper arrow, up arrow, and now we can put floors, walls, windows, roofs, all sorts of fun stuff. We can put in a floor containment, which that's the only really decoration. Lighting. So yeah, we have a nice little starting menu here for some building. So I think what it wants us to do right now is it wants us to put down, you know, just a basic build, 4 walls and a roof. And I'm going to do just that. I'm just going to go ahead and pick a semi-flat spot here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now another problem, guys, is Starship is going to cause issues. It does not like things going close to the Starship, and it's annoying, but it is what it is. So there's actually a divot here, which is not making me happy. I'm just going to build a real simple 4x4 here. Or I should say 2x2. So I'm going to go right for the floor panel, and the good thing is this is going to kind of carve out the ground when you put it down, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll go ahead and get this nestled down here just a little bit. And now I'm in snap mode, so you just go right next to that, and I said I was going to do a 2x2, so I'll just do a real simple build here. This is going to save on materials. But you see it kind of made a nice little platform for us here. So now that we've got that constructed, I will go ahead and once again get back into build. And guys, I'm just going to throw some quick walls in. And you're going through carbon doing this, by the way, which is why I recommended, you know, getting ahead of the game. Yeah, we're going to need a door, so let's go ahead and build a door. And I'll go ahead and put the door there. Okay. Go ahead and hit that up arrow one more time. Go to the roof. The roof is not on fire. And by the way, once we get the roof in, we'll be out of the hazards here. I'm trying to save myself some sodium. Oh no! I need more carbon and ferrite dust. Okay, well, back to my Starship for the time being, I suppose. Okay, so I need to go break a few more rocks, and I need to cut down a few more of whatever these plant-looking things are for the carbon. That's good enough. And I always aim at the sky, by the way, because I can't tell you how many times I think I have my terrain manipulator out, and then I go to farm an item, but then, or excuse me, I think I have my mining tool out, and I go to mine the resource, and instead I have the terrain manipulator out, and it breaks the resource. I'm like, ah! So I always look up at the sky to see what's equipped, you know, I hit the trigger. And then when I realize it's not my mining tool, then I hit that Y button until I get to it. And then I go to town on my resources. Okay, so yeah, definitely going to need some carbon. I'll just take a quick moment, since these are all nice and close together. And then the ferrite dust. Normally, the longer it takes to farm, the more you get out of the object. Normally. It's not like a golden rule, but more often than not, I tend to see a better result that way. Oh, and by the way, you can also use this mining tool as a weapon. So if you're getting charged by, say, a hostile animal, you can just wail on it with the mining tool, and it will eventually die. It's not the fastest way to kill it, but it will kill it. Okay, I'm not sure exactly how much of these resources I needed. I don't think a lot, because I was just doing roof. Oh, and by the way, if you have more, just say carbon, and you're low on the ferrite, you can actually use floor pieces as roofing. So just to kind of show you how that works here. Just like so. Just like so. There it is, guys. We are completely sealed in now. So, you know, just depending on the resources that you do have available. Now, notice this is lit. One nice thing about putting the actual roof in is it's kind of pre-lit versus just the floor panels. So you're not walking around in pitch darkness. And if the dirt bothers you, you can once again take out the terrain manipulator. Just kind of chip away at that, you know, and it'll disappear. And you have a nice clean interior now to your build. Alright. If you really want to play with the other items, you know, the lighting and stuff, you can. Some of the items in the buildings you can scale, meaning you can hit left or right arrows, or I should say hold them down, and it'll make the object bigger and smaller depending on which way you arrow. So that's a very nice feature, because if you just want a little lamp, you can have a little lamp. But now we got to power it. These lamps are not pre-powered. So let's see what the game wants us to do. Analyze the G node. Oh yeah, anytime you're out farming stuff, sometimes you'll get these G nodes randomly. Sometimes you'll get them from just, you know, chopping rocks or whatever. Sometimes you'll get them in space when you're shooting asteroids with your Starship. Just any kind of item you get like this that looks a little bit off, highlight it, see if it says Analyze. This one says Analyze. So let's go ahead and do just that. I'm going to hold my X button down, and I just got some ferrite dust out of it. Not a bad deal. And sometimes it can be random. You know, just depends on what the game wants to give you at the time, I guess. Alright guys, return to base computer. Now, if you want, you can move the base computer, but not through normal means. So now if you want to delete a part, normally you can just go up arrow. For me on the Xbox, it's hit X to edit placed parts. And then I can hit my left trigger, and I can delete you know, walls or just whatever I want. But you cannot delete the base computer. It will not let you delete it. But what we can do is we can hit the right trigger and pick it up. And now we've got this basically picked up. Now we can relocate that and put it wherever we want. And what a better place than in the corner of my new happy building. We'll call this the Happy Camp. Oh, and by the way, you can rename your base. So I'm going to do that just to show you how to do it. But right now I need to follow the quest and, you know, just kind of talk to the thing and get more plans. So now our building menu is really going to increase. Okay, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and rename the base. And to do that, you got to get like right on this little pencil looking thing. Like right on it. Hold down A. And it'll give you an option here to name it. I'll call this, what did I say, the Happy Build? I don't remember what I said I was going to name it. Since I can't remember, that'll have to do. Alright guys, once I had the things, now it's telling us to put down... we need more magnetized ferrite, which means I need to put down my refiner once again. Fuel it once again. With our good old condensed carbon. Now I'm going to put the ferrite in there. But the pure ferrite, because the pure ferrite is what crafts into magnetized ferrite. Now it's not going to make a lot. I don't have a lot. So unfortunately I'm going to have to craft some ferrite dust into pure ferrite. I'm not sure how much I needed. That'll be good enough, I hope. And then I can put the pure ferrite into the grinder for my magnetized ferrite. Now it says 35 there. I only needed 20. Okay, so I overcrafted and that's okay. We'll probably use it sooner or later, but I see I also need carbon nanotubes. Might as well get those pre-crafted while I'm waiting. Okay, now we can build our construction unit. Now this is just basically a blueprint store. So just go ahead and place that wherever you want. That satisfies the game. And now I've already gotten a couple of salvaged data, so now, you know, lucky for me, I've got that preemptively. But if you don't have any, you're just going to have to go out here and scan around for it. And this is where that pinning ability is really, really nice. That's what you're looking for right there, that funny little white icon. I'm going to pin that via holding my X button down. And this one's super close, I'm going to go for it. Ooh, O2. A little bit of O2 never hurt no one. Okay, and again, sometimes these are close enough to the surface you can just pick them up through the dirt. But that one's a little bit deeper. And you usually get anywhere from 2 to 4 salvage datas from one site. Now that one only came with 2. Yeah, sometimes you'll get 3 or 4 from one of those. Not a bad deal. Okay, let's go back to our happy place, our happy Gilmore. And there's your construction research unit thingamajig. Whatchamahoozy. Go ahead and interact with that. Research, buildable. Now, it doesn't honestly matter which one. I don't know why they make you choose here. It's kind of silly because all roads go to the same place. So once you're in here, you can just bumper and that switches your menus. So again, I don't know why they make you choose in the beginning. It's all the same. So anyway, I really like, and I'm going to spoil myself on the arch. Well, maybe not. I'm going to, because I'm limited right now. The thing that I really need that the quest is going to want me to do is from our technology module. We need to build a transport module. Or a base transport, whatever. So go ahead and unlock that spec. Okay, I've already renamed my base. Maybe I need to rename it again. This time I'm going to rename it Happy Place, because that's what I called it when I was running back to it. This is my happy place. Okay, hopefully that satisfied the quest. Okay, now look at the metal plating demand, guys. I'm telling you. Metal plating will be the bane of your existence. And it wanted 4. See, I don't even have enough. I need 200 freaking ferrite dust. Now I can, you know, craft the rusted metal. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to do that while I'm running around breaking rocks. This will get us done just a little bit quicker here. Normally I would just sell the rusted metal this early in the game to get whatever units I could out of it. But I'm kind of in a hurry for the stream. Okay, there it is, rusted metal, 255, and I think I get double. So yeah, 1 for 2. So I'm going to get like 500 freaking ferrite dust just out of that little pile of rusted metal there. So yeah, by the time we come back, we should have more than enough to go around. Oh, I don't have that scanned. That's a fail. I do now. Carbon and condensed carbon, not a bad deal. Oh, okay. So I can't break that because I don't have the advanced tool, but I can scan it to see what it would give me if I had the advanced tool. Rogozonite. Have fun trying to pronounce these words the game comes up with. I'm pretty sure it just procedurally generates all these names by random alphabetic letters. And some of them are unpronounceable. I'm just saying. I know I generally get names wrong anyway, but some of these names, it's a theoretical impossibility. I wonder how much carbon I'll get for Big Bertha there. Not much. Wow, that was a waste of time. Alright, let's go back to the hotel. Back to the happy place. We should have plenty of ferrite dust now. Alright, what are we doing? Metal plating, the bane of my existence. Okay, go ahead and bump her over, hit 4. Pow. That is done. Next on the hit list, I got the carbon, luckily. 2 carbon nanotubes. Okay, that's easy peasy. Pow. Gather sodium, already got it. Now we can build our teleporter. Nice. Alright guys, there it is. Go ahead and drop that sucker just wherever you want. I'm going to try to kind of put it out of the way. There it is. Now we gotta power it. Okay, so. Learn the Bioreactor schematic. Once again, that's going to be in our machine here. There it is, our Biofuel Reactor. Lucky for me, it only costs 1 and I have it. There it is, guys, metal plating. I told you, it's never going to go away. It will always be there, waiting. Okay, metal plating is now built. Oh, I didn't go to my log and I didn't highlight the quest, so now we don't know what we're doing. Yeah, we did. There it is. Okay, so now just go ahead and go to your crafting menu. And I'm going to plop this sucker down, I guess, by my teleporting machine. It really doesn't matter if I'm being honest. Okay, now we gotta go to this... Oh, wait a minute, we don't have the wiring. Learn electrical wiring. Ugh. That couldn't have been a gimme. Okay, there. At least it's free. Wow. Okay, so this is going to take carbon or condensed carbon. But first we have to wire it, so just go ahead and find a hotspot there, plug it into a hotspot there. And what I'm going to do, guys, there's something I haven't showed you yet. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to select condensed carbon or carbon. Actually, I'm going to use the carbon. But before I actually stick it in there, notice down at the bottom I've got some button prompts. Change stack size. So what I'm going to do is just left arrow over until I get down to 10. Then I'm going to quick split. Or actually, scratch that. I'm going to start over. I could have just quick split that whole thing. It would have been much, much quicker. Okay, so again, once you get your button prompts down there, just go ahead and spam X. It'll drop you all the way down to 1. Booyah. And guys, 1 is going to last a long time. Look at that. 1 hour, 52 minutes, and some seconds. It's like, holy guacamole. 1 piece of carbon. So the reason I recommend doing that is because chances are you're just going to need to power this thing to use it. And then never come back. Or at least come back, you know, some other day. So just, you know, spend as little carbon as possible powering the Biofuel Reactor, and that'll just save you from having to go out and chop trees. Okay, so quest is now taking me to, once again, my base thing. Let's go ahead and get our new specs. And by the way, if you just continue with this quest line building base, you're going to get a ton of free specs doing this. Or you can just, you know, shortcut and buy them from the Anomaly. And I said that during my first introductory video, but I didn't know my voice wasn't coming through and nobody ever heard that. So, yeah, just, you know, keep in mind if you just want them for free, just keep following this quest line here, getting the base constructed. Whoops. But for right now, we don't actually have that quest. Or maybe this is it, I don't really know. Wait a minute, what does it say to do? Oh, space station time, okay. We are out of here, folks. Yep. Wait a minute, how does it want us to get to the space station? Is that via flight or teleporting? Okay, there it is. Quest marker is way up there, so that's where we're going right now. I actually don't even think that's the quest. Uh-oh. Did I not feel it? I must not have dropped that fuel in that I crafted earlier. Okay, it's in there now. Okay, so I'm gonna go right for the space station. And I don't think that's actually the quest marker, I think that's just the normal icon for a space station. But once you get out away from the planet a little ways, you'll be able to get there much, much quicker via pulse engine. Fire it up! Oh, you're using tritium. Okay, so just in case you're new to the game, anytime you come across an asteroid field like this, break rocks, guys. Just hold that A button down, fly around, break rocks. Now be careful, because once we get to a certain point in the game, NPC starships are going to start spawning in. And guys, I call these guys suicidal Peters. Why? Because they just love to fly right into your line of fire. You're not even aiming near them, you know, and in fact you purposefully looked away and started firing somewhere else. But just like clockwork, they're going to be right in your face and you're going to shoot them. And the reason that's a problem is because it drops your standing in the area. Because there he is, suicidal Peter, see? I was just sitting here breaking rocks, minding my own business, and he's going to try to get my line of fire every step of the way. So anyway, the reason I'm telling you this early game is because when you come across an asteroid field like this early game, Guys, there's very valuable stuff here. You see I'm getting gold, silver, platinum. I don't know what other raw material. See, there he is, guys. Suicidal freaking Peter. So anything with green exhaust is a friendly. And Suicidal Peter will continue to try to die, and it's just going to be frustrating. But anyway, I think I showed the point here, but the main reason for breaking rocks, guys, is tritium. Tritium will recharge the Starship's pulse engines. And you're going to be going through it. So just, you know, take a moment, break some rocks, get some tritium, and you'll be a little bit ahead of the game. Okay, and yeah, sodium and sodium nitrate for your Starship shield. So always, always, always have sodiums on your person. Alright, but we're not here for any of this. Oh, speaking of analyzing. So notice I got some gold nuggets. Now you can sell these. They don't sell super strong. But you can sell this stuff. I don't know if I have anything else. Yeah, I do have another G node there to analyze. I'll go ahead and do that. I don't even know what I got that time. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, ferrite dust. That's fun. So not a ton of ferrite dust. Let's see what I get. I'm gonna analyze one of these. Okay, I got some gold out of that. Normally when you analyze the gold nuggets, you're just going to get more gold. And then I'm going to do one of the tritium hypercrystals. Again, normally when you analyze this, it's just going to give you more tritium. So, you know, early game, you might want to hold on to those for selling power. You know, it's not a ton of units, but it's in the thousands, and it's substantial enough. You know, I would probably just recommend that for right now. Alright, so let's getting back to our space station. Oh, and if you didn't get lucky enough to find an asteroid field, the space rocks are literally everywhere. You know, you might have to fly around and find them. But, you know, just shoot them up and it'll give you your tritium. Or some other random resource. It's either going to be gold, silver, tritium, or platinum. Most of the time in space here. I just overshot that entire thing. And I crashed right into the space station. No, you cannot land on space stations the way I just tried to. That was non-intentional, and that was a total boo-boo. Bro, where's my door? There it is. And the good thing is it'll auto-orientate you, you know, assuming you get that tractor beam that I missed. Alright guys, we have right at our space station. I'm doing real good on time here. About an hour and a half into stream. And we've almost found the anomaly. Okay, explore the space station. So guys, I have a video out and it's in the playlist. I do a real good thorough tour of the space stations. I explain everything super thoroughly. So here for tonight's stream, I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, cut right to the chase and follow quest marker. Find life forms to ask about the mysterious signal. So just go ahead and start talking to random people. Ask about 16. And find life forms. Okay, it still wants me to talk to random people. Oh, and once you've talked to them, by the way, it'll say visited, so you know who you have and have not talked to. Ask about other travelers. Let's see what this dude says. Okay, so by the third time you talk to someone, it can be the same person as you just saw, or it can be, you know, random other different people. But that'll go ahead and bump your quest. And now that we're actually done with the quest line, we should be able to talk to this dude and get the normal dialogue options. Okay, actually, I don't yet. That's okay. So guys, vendors are here. This is where you can start spending some nanites. And getting back to the multi-tool, there is a multi-tool vendor. Go ahead and talk to that dude. And some of these can get pretty pricey. Now, I don't have a ton of nanites right now, so I'm probably not going to buy anything, because I always recommend going straight for the gold. They're the most expensive, but they're the best bang for the buck, guys. So if you're going to spend the nanites, just do it right and go for the more expensive gold ones. That's not one I want, and they don't have the one I would buy. The one I would buy would be, say, the scanner module, because this will give you a bump in how many units you get when you scan the stuff you're already outdoors scanning anyway. And if you got a good gold one for scanner module, wow, those units are just gonna pour in. So yeah, that's what I would have gone for had they had it. They don't. Sad face. Oh well. Every time I go to a new space station, guys, I always buy another inventory spot. They're super cheap in the very beginning. I think the first one's free, then they're only like 1,000, then they're only like 2,000, just whatever. It goes up gradually. But just anytime you find a new space station, always sidestep, go get your inventory. Because guys, I'm telling you, inventory is going to be a problem. So yeah, get that and get it while you can. Okay, now space stations will just have some random loot laying around. I'm not going to get everything, just kind of, if I see anything super quick, super easy. For example, navigation data, that's sitting up there. Okay, that gave me nanites, but either way, it's a win. I always try to donate. Now, I probably don't have what they want, but anything I can donate, I always donate. Okay, I can't redeem anything. Let's see what I can donate. Nothing. Okay. For right now, I think I'm done here. Okay, now starships, vendors. So all of these pilots are vendors. And just to show you one way you can spend your units and save yourself a ton of time. So if metal plating is the bane of your existence, you can usually talk to Starship pilots and buy either metal plating straight out, or you can buy the ferrite dust. And just about every vendor, guys, is going to have ferrite dust. It's super cheap. Now again, this early in the game, I'm probably not feeling, buying a whole bunch. But this will save you a ton of time. I mean, that's 267 ferrite dust. When I get better cash flow coming in with units, I will definitely start spending money on ferrite dust. Metal plating, there it is. Again, relatively cheap. But that's straight up metal plating. So I might actually just go ahead and spoil myself a little and buy a few. But let's see what I can sell first. So I told you, at this point in the game, this is probably safe to sell. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and arrow down and see what else I've got. The viscous fluids, yeah, I can craft that into nanite, so I'm probably going to hold on to that. I really don't want that. That can go. The salvaged data, again, that might be real tempting, guys, but again, specs. So just try to resist the temptations. Now, of course, if you really just want to go out and spend a couple of hours going out to get salvaged data, by all means, if you wanted it for the units, it's a good quick way to get good quick units. So, it is a viable option for units if you're willing to go out and grind for it. Yeah, I really don't want to sell anything right now. The stuff that I do have, I'm either going to craft or, use for nanites. So the viscous fluid will craft into nanites eventually. The residual group, same thing. And honestly, the nanites are more valuable to me at this point in the game than whatever units I can get out of those. Same thing for the rusted metal. I could have brought that up here and sold it. But, I've got 30,000 units right now. That's not a bad amount of money. So I'll just go ahead and buy maybe... Honestly, that feels awful wasteful. I'm just going to hold on to the units. There is a way to get units, guys. That's coming. That's in the playlist. The gold farms. There's grow houses you can drop. There's things that you can go out and actually just grind on for units. Like I was just showing the salvage data. Also, there's like ancient bones and things that you can dig up. So yeah, we're definitely going to get into all of that. Right now, I think the quest just wants us to go home, but I'm going to check the store here and see what's here. Okay, it's all just the typical run-of-the-mill stuff. Microprocessors we're going to need, but golly, yeah, that stuff starts getting expensive. So we're not quite here yet. Not quite here yet. The units are coming, guys, I promise. As a matter of fact, it wants us to teleport back to our base right now. And by the way, you do not have to have a teleporter installed at the base to teleport to the base. All you have to have is the base marker. So as soon as you put the base machine down and make a base, that's where you spawn in at when you teleport back to that base. So in other words, you only need to build a teleporter at a base to teleport off the base, not back to the base. I hope that made sense. I did my best. Okay, so I don't have a ton of options here right now, so Happy Place is the only place literally that I can warp to. And the nice thing is, warping is absolutely free. It costs you nothing. It is a beautiful thing. Alright, I am definitely on a roll tonight. Visit the base computer for some more awesome specs. Oh, that is over here. Okay, we got another little side quest here we're going to go knock out. That's my quest marker kind of making its way over there. And that is not close, guys. That is going to be a Starship flight. Now, in case you're wondering what happens to the Starship, anytime you teleport, for free, the Starship will show up with you. It does not cost launch fuel for that to happen. It just kind of spawns itself in. So that's a real nice feature. Thank you, No Man's Sky, for that. Alright, guys. Just because this is confusing the heck out of me, I'm relocating this, putting it right by my base computer. I know that was kind of petty, but now I can go to sleep tonight and not think about that stupid base computer not be facing the same way or the right way. These are the things that keep me up at night. Believe it or not. Alright, so base marker. So now I'll show you a real quick way to get across a planet. Get up into space just a little bit. You don't have to go super far. As soon as your speed tops out, notice it says like 2600 or so. Give it a couple Mississippis. Then you can kind of just stop and look down at the planet. And you can pulse engine your way to that quest marker. Actually, I'm too close to the planet. That's okay. So I might have had to go up into space just a little bit further. But this one was close enough, it worked out. Using space will save you a ton of time. Oh, okay, so getting back to, possible. So if you want to save yourself the journey on foot, if you see something downed here nearby, just go ahead and land there. Chances are pretty good that's where it's going to take you anyway. And that'll just save you the time, hoofing it over here on your own 2 feet. So let's see if I had a lucky guess here, and this just happens to be the site that they were going to take us to. If it is, my scanner will confirm that. Yeah, we're already here. So yeah, good guess. We are already ready to rock and roll. And guys, we're at a downed freighter. These things have some pretty valuable loot. But it comes with risk. So you need to be operating on a good hard save, because the radiation will kill you, and it will kill you very fast. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. I'm going to just try to find one pod. And there's usually like at least 5 of these pods, by the way. So see that? It says cargo pod, 44 units. Go ahead and tag that. We're going to have to dig down into this one. And we're going to come to a container. It's like a vault. And the reason I say this thing can kill you fast, as soon as we break into said vault, guys, it's going to start damaging you very, very quickly. So make sure you're maxed out on life support, hazard protection, whatever. And be ready to run away fast. Make sure you have a good egress. Make sure you know the way out, because sometimes it can get complicated getting down into these things. So also another little safety tip on that note, stand as far away from it as humanly possible. So notice I've got the icon right now to get into this thing. And, you know, you're just going to have to pick the things up, put them in your inventory. And as soon as you get in here, guys, as soon as it frees you, get away. Okay, I got lucky. I got in, I got out, and I'm completely unscathed. Now, at this point in the game, it might be kind of bunk loot. But normally, you're going to get some really, really good value type stuff out of these cargo pods. Or cargo drops, whatever. And again, there's usually, I think, at least 5. I'm not sure actually what the number is on these things. 5 or 6? There's another one right there. They're not always going to be underground either, by the way. Okay, this one's going to be a bit more complicated. And you might actually have to break in through some metal to get into an area where you can access this thing. Okay, see? Damaged panel. So now I can break out that tool, cut right through that, and then get back to digging. But again, make sure you know the way out. Trying to figure out where the front of this thing is. Okay, there it is. Okay, so there's my icon. I'm going to get as far away from it as possible here. And we'll see what's behind door number 2. Okay, again, as soon as the game lets you go, make a run for it. Now, I'm only getting Starship fuel, so I'm going to stop wasting time doing this and get back to what the game is telling me to do. Install the Hyperdrive. Okay, so let's go into our Starship inventory. There's our Hyperdrive. Go ahead and install it as per what the game demands. Okay, I knew we were going to need these. We need 5 of them. Ouch! And the Chromatic Metal. Yeah, we've got some copper. I don't know if we have enough copper. So... first things first, we're going to need some units so that we can go get those pesky... that thing I just said. I just totally blanked out there. Talk about a brain fart. Microprocessors. Oof, thank you. I just crashed right into asteroids. Oh wow, those things are knocking my ship all over the place. Used to just be able to fly right through them. That must be an update, a recent update. That was crazy. Okay, let's get out of that junk. As soon as I get free of these asteroids here... what I want to do is kind of get out away from the planet a little bit, and I'll show you why here in a second. I'm going to show you guys how to get some good, quick units real early in the game. We need a lot. See, it's actually even telling us right there in the quest. 30,733 is what I've got down in the bottom right, and I need 137,000.5, essentially. So anyway, whatever starter system we're in, look at all the planets, and they're usually on a plane, so kind of bumper until you're, you know, oriented with the planet planes here. But just kind of do a spin. So what we're going to do is point at it and hit the scanner, just like when we're on foot, only now we're in space, and it tells you what's there. And guys, there it is, unstable planet. Make a mental note of that planet right there. Pyrite, cobalt, copper. Got it. Blighted planet, so I must have already scanned that planet. Okay, so nothing standing out to me there as far as money. Okay, let's go down to this planet, see what's what. Okay, salvageable scrap, guys. That's it. That's one of them right there. That will sell. So I'll show you how to go farm for those. But before I do that, there was another planet here I wanted to scope out. I can figure out where it went. There it is. Okay, so trying to keep the planet plane together. Okay, so the only thing that I really saw, copper magnetized fire. Oh, rusted metal, by the way. Rusted metal planet, guys. I told you I would show you a way to get around the bane of your existence for the metal plating. We can put down a farm and farm rusted metal and get a farm going to actually craft our own ferrite dust. So ferrite dust will not be a problem once we get that farm going. And again, I'll put that link for my my tutorial for that when I'm done streaming here for my playlist. Alright guys, so yeah, definitely in our starter system. So my happy place base, I'll make mental note that this resource is already here. I'm already good to go. And I will also build a copper farm on that same planet, and I will also build a magnetized ferrite farm on that same planet. Again, all for the same reason, so I've always got those resources flowing. Alright, so enough jibber jabber about that. Ooh, I got another planet up there. Unless that's one I already scoped. Yeah, that's one I already scoped. Okay guys, so the planet of choice, salvageable scrap. Now anything that says, or anything next to that little white icon that looks like your Wi-Fi, that can be salvageable scrap, that can be ancient bones, or it might say buried something. It doesn't matter what it says. Anything that has that little Wi-Fi symbol next to it, go there, farm it. You're going to be able to get some units. And let's see, this is an abandoned planet, so it's going to be airless. I think it's going to be low gravity. Because normally anything with rusted metal is going to be low G. I don't even remember what time I turned the stream on. It's 2:30 in the morning, wow. Apparently I'm going to be up late tonight. I'd really like to be able to get us to the Anomaly before I cut stream, because that's the point I left off on my first video when my audio cut out. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to be in a low G environment. I can tell just by looking at it. Okay, now what am I doing here? I'm landing. And here's one thing I really loved about this game, guys. Not only are the graphics crisp, but the views in the game. Like, sometimes I'll just be standing here, and I'm just like, whoa, that is awesome. Like now. Like, that is sweet. Matter of fact, of course we're going to screenshot that. But, alright, so anyway, getting back to units. So check it out, guys. Once we're on the ground, now it turns yellow, notice. Salvage container, that's what we came here for. That's literally the only thing I'm here for right now. So I'm just going to take a quick 360, see if there's anything closer, and sadly there is not. Now, if you find, if you guys play other video games, you know, there's usually like a progression for loot. So like green is good, blue is better, and then it usually goes to purple, you know, and that's usually like your epic or whatever. And then from there it usually goes to gold or yellow, whatever you want to call that color. And then that's usually like the cream of the crop, the best of the best. So the loot I'm about to go pick up from that container, it's going to have either blue, purple, or yellow. Of course, blue is the lowest. That's going to sell for about 50,000. If you're lucky, closer to 100,000 units. Not a bad deal, right? If it's purple, it's going to sell for several 100,000 units, probably up around, you know, 3, 4, or 500,000 or so. If you get a gold one or a yellow one, that's going to sell for, you know, upward of 1 million units. Usually up over 500,000 units. So no matter what you pull out of this container thing, it's going to be worth the distance. It's going to be worth a little bit of a jog. This is really how you can make good, fast units. Not only that, you know, if you see salvaged data on the way, go ahead and get that too. Just kind of like two birds, one stone. Now, normally I don't find this type of thing on an airless planet. Normally I'm on a normal world Plenty of scanning, plenty of animals, plenty of caves, plenty of everything. Plenty of salvage data. I'm not sure if salvage data even spawns on airless worlds. Oh, check that out, guys. Did you see that star? Here's another resource you're going to need. Foot stomp. Oh, airless planet. So look at how my jetpack's doing. Like, wowzers. Now, you still take fall damage, so be careful. But yeah, you can really get yourself up here. But yeah, these ancient data structures, anytime you see any kind of star resource on your visor, go investigate that. You might be able to pick a few plants or something and just really be able to get some selling power. But this in particular, guys, ancient data structure, this is going to be navigation data. And we are going to need lots and lots of navigation data. So absolutely always pass go and always collect $200 whenever you see these icons. And this isn't a real big site, so that was kind of a waste. Oh, check it out. Alien structure. Yeah, always investigate those too. Oh, nuts. I'm suffocating. So I need to come up with a penalty for that, by the way. And I need your help. And I'd love to read about this in comments. There's two things I need a penalty for. Now, in my Zelda games, when I died, I always ate spinach. So, you know, that can be some punishment. But I want you guys to come up with my punishments for when I do two things in this game. One is suffocating. So I don't know. We need a suffocating punishment. And then the other one is when I take fall damage. Okay, guys, knowledge of the past, that's going to be like taking us to an alien structure somewhere. I'm not going to deal with that right now. It's time consuming. Help with language, that's going to teach us a free alien word, so I'm just going to go for that right now. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. Just, you know, these structures always have something to give you. I always take a moment, kind of check it out, see what's what. Not only that, there might be these little, like, black cylindrical things sticking up out of the ground, and those will teach you words as well. So for right now, let's get back to what I came here for, which is that salvage container. Loving the jetpack. You can almost just kind of keep floating your way over there to a degree. Like, I guess when you run out of foot stam, switch over. Oh, and beware the drones and the egg sacs. If you start breaking egg sacs, you're going to get swarmed quickly, and you can die actually quickly messing around with egg sacs. So anything red on your visor, avoid that. I was kind of hoping I could show you one right now, but it's pretty unmistakable. It's just like a red egg-looking thing. And that's kind of warning you. That's what's up. I haven't seen any animals on this planet. Sometimes on a dead world like this, you can get one, believe it or not. Okay, again, if I can get this stuff on the way, I will. I'll just burn out my torch here and then move along. Okay, got a crystal fragment. Check that out. So you can actually analyze those also. Or, once again, you can sell them. So I'll analyze one and see what I get. It's probably going to be more dihydrogen. And so it was. And not a lot either. That's why I say at this stage in the game, it's probably better off to sell. Okay, so this thing is right here. So go ahead and dig. Now, be aware this is probably going to attract drone attention. And I'm not feeling like fistfights right now, so I just run away from them. As soon as you get distance enough, they stop chasing. So that's going to be my strategy. Run and hide. Because honestly, the drone fights, they just escalate, and we're really not equipped for that right now anyway. So what I like to do is dig all the way around this thing, make sure I know everything that I have to break. So sometimes there'll be like arms coming off this thing in different directions. It doesn't look like this is that kind of design. Which is why I dug that whole thing out, and I don't really see anything. So go ahead and get out your digging tool. Go ahead and break the casing, and then break the casing. Okay, yeah, that pissed off the drones there. And then once the casings are dead, then you can get the thing in the middle. And this is the prize, guys. Oh, dude, that thing is drilling me! Wow! I don't really remember them doing that much damage. I don't know if that's an update thing, but wowzers! So I remember just being able to kind of casually hang out, you know, do my digging. Yeah, you take a little damage, but oh my goodness, man, that thing took me to town. Ooh, that's a nice little farm spot. Anytime you see a clump like this, take a second. That just saved me a ton of time in the future. Speaking of, I need to go ahead and not suffocate, because I don't want to eat spinach if that's what we're going to decide. Oh yeah, what am I here for? Salvage containers. Now I didn't pay attention to see what I actually got. Okay, so it's a blue one. So 251. So not a bad little payday, guys. That's what I mean. Like, this is worth your time. So find the right planet. You know, if you have to run around the planet for an hour, run around the planet for an hour. Scoop up whatever you can, because even the blue ones are valuable. It would be really nice if I could find, you know, one more close. Oh, there's that egg sac, by the way. Whispering egg. So yeah, steer clear of those. Those are no bueno. And I'm not seeing any more of those white, or yellow, I should say. Sadly, I don't see any more of those icons for the salvage stuff. So for right now, I just might have to call this one good. Because they normally light up from a good 1,000 units away or so. Yeah, okay. One's good enough for, you know, demonstration purposes anyway. And once we got that squared away, go ahead and once again get back into space and get back to the space station. Okay, launch thrusters 0. It is a great time to, you guessed it, recharge.
Technology recharge.
Alright, let's get our butts to our space station / quest marker. There's those pulse engines. Alright guys, we're real close. As soon as I get this stuff crafted up, we are golden. As a matter of fact, I'm sure I'm going to have more units than I need. I'm going to probably just buy more copper to make sure I don't have to actually go farm more copper. As a matter of fact, sometimes the pilots will even sell chromatic metal, so you don't have to deal with buying the copper first and then spinning it into chromatic metal. So I might just do that if it's available. And then yeah, that's our ticket to the Anomaly, folks, once we get that hyperdrive squared away. Oh, speaking of chromatic metal, you're going to need a lot. So not only do you need it for the technology, but you're also going to need it to actually build the thing that you need to build to fuel the technology. So yeah, there's quite a bit of chromatic metal demand coming up here to get us to the point where we can actually jump systems. Alright, so before I actually... we needed 5. I do remember that. Okay, so first of all, we've got to sell the goods. I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, sell this stuff for units right now. There it is, guys. Buzzing plug. Buzzing plug. I feel like I need to say that one more time. Buzzing plug. Okay, just looking very quickly here to see if I want to sell anything else. I don't think I do, and I do not. Okay, so I'm going to buy those 5 microprocessors. Booyah. And... well, I really want to buy some of this other stuff too. We need all of this stuff coming up, guys. We're going to need seals. Now, these are easy enough to craft if you're willing to get, you know, the mats. These, I would buy it. These, buy it. Yeah, like all the other stuff too, like supercomputers. I can't even remember what all else right now off the top of my head, but we're going to need all sorts of fun stuff coming up. Okay, so the Chromatic Metal. I'm going to try my luck with a pilot. And, oh, wiring looms. We are definitely going to, you know what? Oh, I don't have the units. I got a little overzealous there. Yeah, we're going to need some wiring looms, and those cannot be crafted. Those have to be bought. So that's going to be like your secondary bane of your existence coming up later in the game. Solar mirror, yep, grab them. Okay, so he does not have copper or chromatic metal. Excuse me. Let's pick up a clock. That means I need to hurry up and get the copper I need so I can get the heck off this rock. Oh, and the pilots always spawn to the right of their starship. So you can kind of get there early, grab their attention. Get a head start. Wow, strike 2. Where'd this dude go? Oh. Come on, baby. Show me the money. Give me my copper. He did not show me the money. I wish I could punish the pilots. You can't even take out your multi-tool here. Alright, I have a good feeling about this one. Cyclops. Come on, Cyclops. Yeah, we're gonna need these too, by the way. Buy those. There it is. Alright, now I should have what I need to, you know, get us to where we need to go. Okay, and to do that as quickly as humanly possible, I need to go back to my base, get back to our grinder, and just go ahead and start grinding out the chromatic. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. I feel so confident about how close we are. I'm going to be in bed before 3 o'clock. And it's 2:38 right now. At the tone, the time will be 2:39 and 10 seconds. Boop! Grinder. So go ahead and dump all of the copper on in there. Well, maybe not all of it. I'm going to half stack that and see what I get in chromatic, and I'll go from there. I'll go ahead and top off while I'm at it. And while this is grinding, I'm going to be productive. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can show you right now. I'm good on ferrite dust for, yeah, can't hurt. Oh, there's another way to get dihydrogen jelly, by the way. So right now, I think it's like 40 dihydrogen to make 1 jelly. You can actually buy the dihydrogen jelly from some pilots. And believe it or not, you can grind the dihydrogen jellies that you buy, whoops, Doggone it. I angered the gods. Anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by Scarface over there. So yeah, you can put the dihydrogen jelly into your grinder or your refiner, whatever you want to call that thing, and you can actually grind that right into dihydrogen, so then you don't have to run around and get these crystals anymore. So you know what I'm doing right now, grinding the crystals down, that'll be a thing of the past. Just go to the pilots, buy a whole bunch of dihydrogen jelly, and that crafts down into a ton of dihydrogen. You'll never have to farm it again. Just another reason you're going to want a ton of units in this game. It saves you time going out to grind, you know, and farm. Okay, I'm going to go back and check on my grinder here. Speaking of grinding. I just wanted to get ahead on the ferrite just a little bit since we had to wait anyway. Just in case I need to craft something stupid. I don't have to run back out here and do it on the back end. Oh, that's right. The trees really didn't give us much, did they? A drone is still here? Jeepers. Oh, it's done already. Sweet. That took no time at all. Okay, guys, let's see where we're at. I don't know if I'm close enough to the Starship. I'll try. And we are. Okay, we got the 5 microprocessors. Pow. We got the Chromatic Metal. Pow. There it is, guys. I'm feeling good. So now we have to craft the fuel. And I'm going to wait for the quest here because it should prompt us to do that. Return to the ship. Roger that. Okay, now we're going to get probably the crafting spec for the fuel pellet. Or the warp cell, I think they call it. Wait a minute, what's it telling me to do? Oh, it's gonna go take me to get a free antimatter. That's right, I don't have the crafting spec. Okay. Okay, so just go ahead and hit the scanner there, and that should generate a quest marker. Or not. Oh, we gotta be in orbit, that's right. I'm a genius. See, I was all excited about being so close to being done I could taste it. Then I totally brain farted there. Okay, so once you're out in space here, then go ahead and tap that scanner. Now we should get a quest marker. There it is. It's going to whip us out and around the planet. Very nice. So it'll do that for you as long as you're far enough away from the planet. If you're too close, it'll just, you know, have you enter its atmosphere, but most of the time it'll get you around. 35%?
Technology recharge.
Wow, that's getting expensive. At first glance, I thought that said Antimatter Trance. I was like in my head thinking, I wonder if there's an EDM song named Antimatter Trance. And if there isn't, there should be. Antimatter Trance. Okay, guys, again, I see a structure nearby, so I'm going to assume that's where we're going. I'll save ourselves a little bit of a hike and just go ahead and park it. And you already know I'm going to go get my goods. No loot left behind. Get your nav data. And of course, oh, there's not a bunch of containers laying around. That's disappointing. Oh, see if there's any buried modules here. Doesn't look like. Look at that, no fall damage. Go me. Oh, but there is some goodies in here. Check this out. Check the walls, check the floors. Anything you can interact with. There's going to be some kind of goodie. Ouch, what's tagging me? So it'll just be some random stuff, but it'll be stuff you need. So like the condensed carbon, it's a win. Just in case, you know, you took tons of damage and your suit didn't quite recharge, that's how you do your shield. Or your health, whatever. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, so just check the walls, check the floors. I just got a free word, very nice. Alright, looks like that's about it. So go ahead and interact with the thing. Ouch! Okay, that's what's tagging me. I don't know if I can kill that. I'm gonna try. Actually, I think that's new. I don't remember seeing anything like that before. Whatever it is, I can't kill it. Okay. So, minimal safe distance. Okay, get through all the dialogue stuff here, and that should give us what we need to get out of here. Take blueprint and read log. Okay, there it is, guys. There's our blueprint. Ouch. Okay, so now crafting the antimatter, that's going to take the chromatic metal. So hopefully I have enough. I don't remember what the recipe called for. Okay, that's not terrible. 25. And then, of course, condensed carbon 20. So yeah, I've got both. Bada bing, bada bing. Go ahead and craft that sucker up. So now we have to make the housing. And I know that takes oxygen. I can't remember what all else. We're about to find that out. Okay, so yeah, oxygen and ferrite dust. I knew ferrite dust was coming, but I couldn't remember why. Okay, guys, once you have those two elements crafted, it should prompt you to craft the warp cell. And there it is. Fuel the hyperdrive. You can do that two ways. Down arrow, little battery. Do it that way. Or you can do it in through the inventory menu, as per the usual. Whoops.
Technology recharge.
And that's it. Go ahead and, as per the quest, take off. And you are in space, guys. And now that we have that all squared away, you guessed it, we can warp systems and finally get to the anomaly. And in case you're wondering why that's so important and why it's such a huge milestone, guys, there's so much there. And again, that's going to be in my playlist. I give a real good thorough tour on the anomaly. Give that a quick watch if you're new to the game. Tons of stuff to do there. Tons of rewards are coming. Yeah, it's a great time. So for right now, just go ahead and open the galaxy map as you just saw me do there. And that was down arrow, and then I just arrowed over to the little spiral galaxy looking icon. But yeah, so we're here now. So notice I'm kind of stuck. I can move around, but I can't free myself from this spot. So what it's trying to do, so go ahead and hit B, that'll back out. Now we're kind of free. We're not trapped to that doohickey anymore. And please tell me it's not telling me I have to go all the way over here. Because that is not freaking close. Okay, so I'm going to hit B again and I'll be locked back onto the system I started at. And notice up at the top, I've got some options up there, some button prompts. On the right-hand side, it says filter, no filter. So that was the up arrows. I got life form, no filter. Life form, no filter. And then on the left, I've got left and right arrows. Destination, galactic core. I do not want to go to the galactic core. So I want to just arrow over here. Free explore, galactic core, free explore. I'm not sure why it's not letting me go to mission. Maybe I don't have it highlighted. Let me back out of this menu. No awakenings, I've got it. Oh, I guess we can just warp to any system. Okay, we're not going to any specific system. Okay, so yeah, just back out of here and go wherever you want, I guess. Now, sadly, I don't have the economy scanner yet, so I can't see where I'm going, but preferably I want a good 3-star system. Notice this one? It's got one little star there, and the other 2 stars above it are grayed out. That means it's only 1-star economy. It's terrible. So what I would normally do is look around and try to find one with 3 stars, but we can't do that yet, so yeah, just find any old system. And this one's Gek. This one's Gek. Looks like they're all going to be Gek around here. Oh, that one's Vicrean, I think. Gek. That one's Korvax. Now, normally the Korvax tend to have better systems. Not always. But we're going to give that one a shot. They're usually like technology, things of that nature. Scientific. But honestly, those are pretty randomized. That's just my personal experience. Not always, but sometimes I have some luck finding Korvax. Okay, and let's just see now what kind of system I'm in. Oh, that's right, we got to go through some cutscene stuff first. Come on, baby. Okay, so now we're not quite there yet to where we can get to the anomaly. We need to go to the source first. Quest marker. But before I do that, I want to open my galaxy map and just see what kind of system I wound up in. Okay, there it is, guys. Booyah! 3-star system. So yeah, I'm in a mid-conflict. Those 2 little cross swords there. That means mid-conflict, which isn't great. Ideally, for buying stuff, good. You want 3-star economy, but only 1 on the conflict. But honestly, 2 isn't terrible, so that's okay. Not only that, we should be able to buy some good combat frigates here. Because the higher the conflict, the better chance you'll get good. Oh, my game is bugging. Wonder what that's all about. That's unusual. Normally this game is pretty solid. Oh, and anytime you're in a new system, don't forget your inventory. Go on the space station. That's that little donut-looking icon showing up right there. Get your inventory spot. I always scan all the planets just to see what resources are here. So that's a paradise planet. That's probably going to have nanites. So guys, I need to go down there and put a base marker down. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm not keeping this game file. I'm just kind of showing you what I did in the first video that ended up being a blooper. So yeah, if I see a paradise planet, I will absolutely go down there, put a base marker, and I will find my nanite farm. And again, guys, I've got videos and tutorials out on all that. So just give that playlist of mine a quick skim, and you'll get some help via that video that you're looking for. Okay, so I don't really need to be doing this again. I'm not keeping the save file. Fuel source. Alright, get down through the Atmo as quickly as humanly possible. And guys, we're close. Like, I honestly thought we were going to hit the Anomaly as soon as we jumped systems, but I forgot there was a couple little things we got to do here first. Okay, now this is probably looking for a communications tower, but I don't see one. And on a side note, for carbon farming, if you guys ever see these balls that look like a submarine from the 1940s or something, those are going to have some carbon, guys. So I'm going to assume this is where we need to go, you know, via quest. So I'm just going to land here and hopefully save us a little bit of a walk. I'll verify that as soon as I get my scanner out here. Okay, I am nowhere freaking near, so yeah, I'm gonna have to hot-foot it. But anyway, yeah, those balls, guys, they are gonna have some freaking carbon. Like, talk about bang for your buck. Wait a minute, that's an animal, I think, not a... Not quite sure what I just killed there. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And I see an animal. Again, I'm not keeping the save file, I'm just kind of showing you what's what. But yeah, check this out. So the carbon is gonna drop out of these, I think. Okay, no, never mind. Those aren't the right balls. They kind of look like this, but this isn't quite it. The one that you're looking for looks like this, but it's smaller, and it's going to have these like hose-looking things kind of draping off the sides of it. So, you know, look for something like that. And guys, honestly, that looks like the Matrix, right? Is it just me, or are y'all seeing this? Yeah, that's definitely Matrix territory there. And getting back to your really cool screenshots. Digging that for sure. Okay, so anyway, we gotta go freaking 600 units. Man. $600 units. Okay. What do we do when we have to run 600 units? Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. The Joker got away. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, it's whatever. $510. That is not the only Joker type song I know, by the way. And for those of you that caught my Zelda stream the other night, you already know this song. So yeah, there's Jimmy Crack Corn and the Joker Got Away. Then we've got Jingle Bells, Batman. Wait a minute. Jingle Bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. Batmobile lost its wheel, the Joker got away. Hey! Joker music, Joker songs. None are coming to mind. Help me out here, guys. I need more Joker music. But it's got to be something I can sing. Well, I'm totally blanking out. Normally I'm pretty good at this kind of stuff. I have no idea. Well, speaking of Batman... What do you call Batman and Robin when they get run over? Flatman and Ribbon. Anybody else know any good Batman jokes? Ah, nuts. I think I went the wrong way there, or I ran past. Not paying attention. We'll do that to you. Yeah, guys, this is kind of creepy. Like, I feel like I'm in the Matrix right now. Only I'm in the Matrix, and my body is, like, being picked up by these things right now. Talk about the heebie-jeebies. The great thing about me is there's so many of me. Agent Smith. Oh my god, there's this kid in my gym. He looks exactly like a kid version of Agent Smith. He even wears the same glasses, and I swear he knows that, and that's why he picked those glasses. I wanted to like walk up to his dad and be like, dude, did he pick those glasses because he wanted to be Agent Smith? I haven't quite got the guts to do that just yet, because then I think I'd be like legally not to be within so many feet of children anymore. But I can't help it, like it's Agent Smith. Alright, so here we are finally at our quest marker, and it is a monolith. So remember I mentioned earlier on, if you ever see these cylindrical looking thingamajigs, thingamahoozies, go ahead and get your free words. And the very first time you do one in a new language, it's going to go through that little cutscene type dialogue. But after that, it'll just kind of give you the word. There's usually 2 or 3 of them, sometimes more around these sites. But 3 is a good average number. Alright, folks. Go ahead and, as per the quest marker, it really doesn't matter how you answer this, it's not going to break. And again, just go ahead and get through it. And that should give us a warp cell. Awesome, awesome. And let's not suffocate while we're at it.
Recharge.
Go ahead and recall. Get yourself into space once more. And this should be it, guys. Now I can almost taste it. My mouth is watering all over again. Okay, so now it says explore nearby planets or search in a new system. So I'm going to go ahead and once again open my galaxy map. And I'm going to see where it wants me to go now. My current mission isn't helping me once again. What is happening here with my current mission? I got the right one highlighted, so what is up? I don't get it. It's not... That's really weird. Maybe you have to jump twice to get the anomaly? I feel like I shouldn't be stuck here, like something's amiss. No, this is what I'm looking for. Open galaxy map to look for clues, okay. I'm definitely out of hyperdrive range at this point, like... I don't know what they're asking for, so I guess what I'm going to do is just kind of follow the line. Honestly, because I don't know what else to do. before I would leave the system normally, I would step down, step foot on the space station, do my stuff that I mentioned earlier, by the way. So don't forget all that fun stuff. Not only that, you can warp back to the system via space station. So you don't have to go put a base somewhere, you can just warp back to the space station. Alright, let's go ahead and fuel my ship here. Good thing I got a few warp cells. I know I'm reading that right. Use the galaxy map to search for clues. Okay. So that's the system I put the base down in. I don't think it wants me to go there. I'm just going to follow the line just because, again, I don't know what else to do. And see if that triggers our... I should be getting like a random incoming message from Polo, or whatever his name is. Polo. Marco Polo. Oh, that didn't do it, apparently. There we go. Okay. So, go ahead and open that communication. There it is. 16, 16, 16. That's what I've been waiting for. It doesn't really matter how you answer. Just go ahead and do it. Blah, blah, blah. Yada yada yada. Okay, coordinates received. Go ahead and once again chase down the quest marker. Guys, this feels a little bit different. I don't know if I'm just remembering this wrong. I don't remember all these steps. I remember once we got the hyperdrive hooked up, the anomaly was like right there. So I don't know if this is like new. If it's new, it's a good thing I'm doing it again, like... I just didn't expect it, so yeah. Maybe this is going to go on a little bit longer tonight than I thought. And unfortunately, I don't see any structures nearby. Poopy. Okay, that's not bad. 300. That I can work with. Oh, giant worms. This is not a friendly planet. Whenever you hear that horn sound, that boat horn, I don't know what else to call it, that honking or whatever. Haw. And if you ask me, how did that go again? I would go, haw. Oh, look at me go. Didn't even see that. But hey, I didn't take fall damage, so no spinach. Okay, this is a weird planet. So one of these recent updates, they added just a lot of stuff. Like a lot of this new aesthetics and, you know, animals, plants, rocks, whatevers. Yeah, I'm already seeing stuff I've never seen before. That's kind of nice. Okay, this is most likely where we're going. Oh, and by the way, anytime you find a derelict starship like this, a busted one, you can actually get that repaired and fly it. And then you can take it to a space station and scrap it and sell whatever you get and get units. In addition to, you know, running around finding salvageable scrap and ancient bones and things of that nature, that's another real good, quick, early game way to make some units. And all you gotta do is get it flight ready. So all you have to do is get the launch thrusters and the pulse engines repaired, and then you can take off and scrap it. Not a bad deal, yo-yo. Okay, install advanced laser. See, this doesn't feel right, guys. It feels like I'm going on too long here. I guess it wants me to do that first. That's annoying. This ain't gonna be quick. Yeah, we're gonna need... Oh, that's easy. The wiring looms, I knew it. I knew I should have just spent the money. Multi-tool. Okay, so I need 2 of those suckers, and those are not cheap. Ouch. I don't even know if I've got the units for that right now. Oh, so getting back to starships. Let me see if I can repair this real quick, because if I can, that'll be 2 birds, 1 stone. I'll get some quick units. Okay, so lucky for me, the launch thrusters, they're not even damaged. So the only thing I gotta deal with is Hermetic Seal and metal plating. This is easy peasy. Heck yeah. So, yeah, I can craft this right from inventory. Oh no, I cannot craft from that inventory, that's right. Not until we own it. Okay, so go ahead and repair that item. Oh, that's right. First we gotta do the whole compare. Okay. I forgot about that step. I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, compare. Claim ship, add to collection. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. You just have to fix it. So now we can get inside, and now we can repair what we need to repair. There it is, guys. Free freaking starship. So I'm just gonna go ahead and... Ooh, it's an A class of all things. That's not a bad starship. Like, I normally don't like the cargoes haulers because they're just ugly, and I don't like the cockpits. They don't, you know, they're not combat ships. Now, yeah, you can soup them up a little bit, and they can be more combat capable, but it's just not... It's not for me. Okay, there's incoming message. There he is, guys. There's not. Okay, I knew we were doing too much work. Okay, finally. So there it is. There's our anomaly. That's where I wanted to cut video. But how far away is that? I feel like I need to show you the scrapping process since, you know, this is kind of like part of the video here. I already did it. And then we can recall the anomaly right by the space station so we don't have to fly all the way back over to it at least. And then, yeah, from there I will be cutting stream. And by the way, I do have a tutorial out on this whole process in the playlist that I will be posting. Actually, it might already be in there. I might have thought ahead and I might have already put the link in the description there. Oh, I overshot again. Maybe they narrowed the window for that, because I don't remember it being that hard to catch. Oh, ouch. That one felt like it moved in my throat. Now it's in my spleen. Okay, so Starship parked. Make sure the correct Starship is parked, by the way, and make sure it's the one you got out of last. Why do I say that? So you do not accidentally scrap the wrong starship. Oh, and by the way, before you scrap it, guys, you can actually get some free stuff out of this. So now we're in a 3-star system, I think. So we should see some pretty good starships here. Okay, those are both C-class garbage. Pretty cool design, though. I'm digging that one. I'm actually digging both of those. Maybe not that one. Never mind. Anyway, before you scrap it, go into your starship inventory and dismantle anything it will allow you to dismantle. So unfortunately, I don't know if I can dismantle any of this. Okay, I can dismantle that. Nice. It just gives you free stuff. Why not? Okay, that's pretty much it. It's only the tech stuff. So I'm actually surprised it's not letting me do that. Okay, so I didn't get a ton of stuff, but you don't know until you look. And then you can just simply, you know, flip that over into your own inventory. What am I doing wrong here? Where's quick transfer? There we go. Okay, so that's pretty much all I can pull out of here now. Okay, so once you've done that and you've got all your goods, go ahead and go to the terminal at the back of, whoops, at the back of the space station. And it's going to be at the one on the left. And once you interact, it'll say upgrade, salvage, all this fun stuff. Go ahead and begin salvage analysis. Claim scrap worth 4 million units. Guys, we barely even had to do any work. Now, granted, that was an A-class, and yes, you're going to get more money for A-class. Why won't it let me scrap? What's going on here? What, am I blocked? Am I salvage blocked? What is happening right now? I'm gonna try that one more time. Salvage. Claim scrap. I don't understand. Okay, for whatever the reason, it's not letting me do this right now, so I'm going to have to do that some other time. Anyway, I'll just talk you through it, I guess. What would happen normally is you'd push the button, and it would destroy the starship, like, you know. And then in your inventory, there would be some new stuff showing up in there. It would be just some random... Oh, wait a minute, my inventory might be full. I bet you that's the problem. Stand by. Okay, so let's go sell some garbage here. Free up some space. No pun intended. Okay, and just because I need to free up the space, I'm just going to get rid of that. I think you need at least 3 inventory spaces free in order to be able to actually claim what they're trying to give you. So I'm going to try to run through the steps here one more time. Inventory full. 2 more slots required. Wow, okay. So I don't know, maybe that warning message was coming up and I just wasn't seeing it the first time. My bad. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, I'm not keeping the save file, so why am I even keeping this stuff? Alright, guys. Now, I will be able to finally get the starship scrapped. There it is. Okay, now see all that stuff kind of falling into my inventory there. So now from here you can go back to the terminal and you can sell anything that doesn't look familiar. So 517,000. Pow! Storage augmentation, guys, that is gold. Do not sell that. You can, but don't. That's Starship inventory. So yeah, definitely keep that anytime you're granted one of those. Because Starship inventory is very expensive. It's like hundreds of thousands of units. Like, it gets stupid expensive. At some point, it's like millions of units. So, yeah, just definitely hold on to those. What else does not look familiar? That can go 3 million units. Pow! Loving it. Spool of nano cables, 369 thou. Booyah. So that's it, guys. It was easy money. We, you know, like I said, granted it was an A-class ship. That's a rare find. Normally they're C-class garbage, but it's still going to give you several million units. So once that happens, your regular Starship should automatically spawn in. All nice and safe and sound. So now that we've done that, I can go ahead and get back out into space. And guys, it's Anomaly time, and it's time to cut stream. So at this point, I will jump back on screen here with y'all. And just to show you how to summon the Anomaly super fast, just like that. Down arrow, arrow over to your left, and you are in business, guys. So this is it. This is pretty much the end of the tutorial. Definitely hope that helped you all out. If you enjoyed it and you appreciated the information I provided you here today, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. That is always appreciated. And as always, guys, until the next time, best of luck and happy traveling. And guys, again, I have videos and tutorials out on the Anomaly, but basically for now, you just have to follow the quest marker. Go up there, talk to Polo, or Nada, whatever. And there's another guy up there you have to talk to, Polo. Again, just the quest is well guided from here. And that's it, guys. This is where the game opens up to you. All this stuff to purchase is up there. And all that is in the video. So, folks, definitely hope you guys enjoy the game. It's a lot of fun. One of my favorites. And, yeah, it's definitely one you will not get bored with anytime soon. So, guys, until the next time, thanks again so much for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And until the next time, peace. I'm so tired, I'm kind of like re-rambling my goodbyes here. Time to go.